Welcome to the future, step inside our AI domain, where the boundaries of imagination start to fade.
I scrolled through Instagram and thought, whoa, how'd they make that? Those crazy AI art pieces.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Awesome.
We're unpacking this excerpt, the transformative impact of artificial intelligence on everyday life.
Okay.
Get ready to see AI not as some far-off sci-fi thing, but something that's already weaving itself into our lives, like how we create, how we learn, even how we work.
Right.
And, we're all about giving you those light bulb moments without, overwhelming you with jargon.
Absolutely. Make it practical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in.
Could be.
What I found really interesting about this piece is it tackles some of the big questions people have about AI head on. Like, are robots going to replace artists? Are we going to become too over-reliant on technology?
It's definitely a concern a lot of people have, and this source doesn't shy away from those tough questions. What I find interesting is how it tackles them. It doesn't just present one side.
Right. Take creativity. We always hear this fear that AI is going to kill art. But what if it could actually help us be more creative?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Unlock some artistic superpower we didn't even know we had.
That's exactly what this excerpt is getting at. It argues that AI isn't here to replace artists. It's here to be their creative partner.
Oh, I like that.
Right. It uses this artist, Refik Anadol, as an example.
Okay, I've heard of him, I think. Does he do those big installations?
Yes. He uses AI to create these incredible immersive installations. Imagine walking into a room and the walls are just alive with color and patterns, and they're reacting to your every move. It's like stepping into a painting that's constantly evolving around you.
Wow, that's beyond what I was picturing.
Right. And it's not that AI is making Anadol's art for him, it's that it's allowing him to push the boundaries of what art even is.
So it's less about replacing the human element and more about, amplifying it.
Exactly.
Okay, that's actually really cool. So instead of this robots versus artists thing, maybe the question is, how can AI help anyone tap into their creative side, right?
Absolutely. And in fields we might not even think of as being quote-unquote artistic.
Yeah. What could an architect do with AI?
Exactly. Designing buildings that are not just aesthetically stunning, but also incredibly functional and sustainable. Or imagine teachers being able to create these hyper-engaging lessons that adapt to each student's learning style.
It's like AI could make learning actually fun again. I remember those days. Not always fun.
Right. But think about it. Someone who never considered themselves artistic could suddenly have the tools to express themselves in incredible new ways, and AI could be the key.
Okay, now that's exciting. That's what I'm talking about. This is where it gets really interesting. But okay, let's flip the coin for a second. If we're relying on AI for all this cool stuff, what happens to our intelligence? Are we going to become so reliant on these AI assistants that we forget how to think for ourselves?
Oh, it's a totally valid concern, and actually the excerpt doesn't shy away from it at all.
Okay, good, because I've been wondering about that.
But it offers a different perspective. What if AI, instead of making us dumber, could actually make us smarter?
Okay, I'm listening.
Think about it like this. We have access to more information now than ever before in human history, right?
It's overwhelming.
Exactly. And that's where AI can come in. It can help us sift through all that information, pull up the exact piece we need when we need it. It's like having a super-powered research assistant at our fingertips.
Okay, so it's less about memorizing everything and more about knowing how to find the right information, like those research skills.
Yes. And then once you have that information, you can use your own brain power to analyze it, synthesize it, come up with new ideas.
It's about using our brains for the stuff AI can't do, right? The creative problem solving, the critical thinking.
Exactly. The excerpt actually talks about personalized education, and it uses Duolingo as an example. Have you ever used Duolingo?
Of course. I'm trying to learn Italian, one painfully mispronounced word at a time.
Right. Well, Duolingo uses AI to figure out your learning style, your pace, and then it tailors the lessons to you specifically.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy how well it knows when I'm struggling. Here, try this easier thing. You're clearly not a natural, buddy.
Right. But it's making the learning process more efficient, more engaging, and even, dare I say, fun.
Okay, I'll give you that. Those little owl judges are surprisingly motivating.
Right. It's gamifying the process, but it's a good example of how AI can be used to personalize and enhance the learning experience.
Okay, that makes sense. But I have to say, even with all these benefits, there's still that little part of me that's a bit wary. Like, what happens if the algorithm gets it wrong? Or, the wifey goes out.
Right, and that's the thing. It's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
We can't become completely reliant on AI.
Right, it's a tool.
Exactly. AI can give us this incredible head start, but we can't just blindly trust it. We still need our own judgment and intuition.
Be the CEO of your own brain.
I love that. It's like having this super-powered research assistant, but yeah, you're still the one calling the shots.
Right, exactly.
But speaking of jobs...
Oh, here we go.
I know that's a huge concern for a lot of people when it comes to AI. Like, are robots coming for our paychecks? It's something this excerpt really digs into.
Yeah, it's the elephant in the room, isn't it? Like, we can talk about all the cool stuff AI can do, but in the back of everyone's mind, there's this fear of, like, waking up one morning and finding out a robot can do your job better, faster, and cheaper.
Oh, absolutely. And it's understandable. The excerpt doesn't try to downplay that fear at all, but it does offer a bit of a historical perspective, you know?
Okay, yeah, like context.
Exactly. It reminds us that throughout history, new technologies have always caused disruptions in the job market.
True. Like the whole, oh no, those darn cars are going to put blacksmiths out of business.
Exactly. But then new jobs emerged that those blacksmiths probably couldn't even have imagined.
So what's the prediction this time around? Are we all doomed?
Well, the excerpt does say that a lot of jobs will be impacted by AI, but it also highlights how AI is creating entirely new industries and job roles.
Okay, so it's less about robots stealing jobs and more about the whole job landscape kind of shifting.
Exactly. Think about it. Someone has to design those robots, right?
Sure.
Someone has to program those algorithms, train those AI systems. Those are jobs, and they require a whole new set of skills.
So it's less about being afraid of AI and more about being, like, curious and adaptable.
Yes. What skills do I need to stay ahead of the curve?
Right. How do I future-proof myself? Right.
Exactly. And it's not just about, like, hardcore tech skills like coding, although those are important too, but it's also about creativity, problem solving, critical thinking. Those are the uniquely human skills that AI, at least for now, can't replicate.
Okay, so we've still got that going for us, right? Our humanness.
Exactly. We need people who understand the ethical implications of AI, who can build bridges between technology and human values.
So it's like we're entering this uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Right? We need explorers, but we also need, like, philosophers and ethicists to help us make sense of it all.
Yes. It's about finding that balance, that synergy between human ingenuity and technological advancement. But maybe this is getting a little too abstract.
Yeah, let's bring back down to earth a bit.
Exactly. How is AI showing up in our everyday lives right now?
Right. Because so far, we've been talking about AI in this big picture, almost futuristic sense. But honestly, I bet most people don't even realize how often they're already interacting with AI every single day.
All the time.
It's kind of freaky when you think about it.
It is. Think about it. That navigation app you use to avoid traffic?
Oh, yeah. Can't live without that.
AI.
Real?
Those personalized music recommendations you get on Spotify? AI.
Oh, wait.
Even those targeted ads that seem to know exactly what you're thinking about buying.
Okay, that one's a little creepy.
AI.
Wow. So it's like having a personal assistant, a DJ, and a mind-reading shopping guru all rolled into one.
Right. But it goes beyond just convenience or entertainment.
Okay.
AI is becoming huge GE in healthcare.
Okay, like in what ways?
It can help doctors analyze medical images like x-rays way more efficiently and accurately. It can personalize treatment plans based on a patient's unique genetic makeup. It can even assist with surgery.
Whoa, AI surgeons. That's both amazing and a little terrifying.
It's cutting-edge stuff, but it has the potential to revolutionize healthcare as we know it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's already changing things in some pretty remarkable ways. It's like we're giving doctors AI superpowers. Imagine being able to diagnose diseases earlier, create those hyper-personalized treatments, maybe even cure diseases that, like, we thought were impossible to cure. It's pretty mind-blowing.
It really is a revolutionary time for healthcare. And it's not just about physical health either.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. We were talking about mental health earlier.
Exactly. We're seeing AI being used to create mental health apps, offering support and resources to people who need them, and often at a way lower cost than traditional therapy.
Which is huge EE, especially now when it feels like everyone's struggling or knows someone who is. But, okay, we've talked a lot about the potential upside of AI, all the amazing things it could do. But isn't there another side to this? What about the risks? The stuff that keeps us up at night?
You're absolutely right. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Just because we can develop AI that can do all these incredible things doesn't mean we should. We have to be smart about it. We have to think about the potential downsides, the challenges. This is powerful technology.
So what should we be watching out for? What are the big red flags?
Well, one of the biggest concerns is that AI could be used for, not so good purposes.
Okay, right. It could be used for bad stuff just as easily as good.
Exactly. Imagine AI-powered surveillance systems that basically eliminate privacy as we know it. Or autonomous weapon systems that are making life or death decisions without any human intervention.
Okay, those are some scary scenarios, like Black Mirror level scary.
Right, and these aren't just sci-fi hypotheticals, These are things we really need to be thinking about now before it's too late.
So how do we prevent those worst-case scenarios from actually happening? How do we make sure AI is developed and used responsibly?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And there's no easy answer. It's going to take all of us working together, governments, tech companies, researchers, even just everyday people, to make sure we're steering this thing in the right direction.
So it's not just about some tech geniuses coding in a basement somewhere. We all have a role to play.
Absolutely. We need to be having open and honest conversations about the ethics of AI, about the kind of future we want to build. We need to set clear rules for AI, make sure everyone's playing by them, and we have to hold those in power accountable, make sure they're using AI for good.
I like that. It's not about being afraid of AI. It's about being active participants in shaping how it develops. Asking ourselves, what kind of world do we want, and how can AI help us get there? Not the other way around.
Yes, exactly. Because AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's really up to us to decide.
So instead of, will robots take over the world? Maybe the better question is, how can we work with AI to create a future we all actually want to live in?
Exactly. A future we can be proud of.
Okay, I feel like we just dropped some serious knowledge bombs on our listeners today. We covered a lot, T.
We really did. We dove deep into this whole world of AI, from how it can boost our creativity to its potential to transform healthcare.
But we didn't shy away from the tough stuff either, the potential risks, those ethical dilemmas.
Because knowledge is power, right? And the more we understand about AI, both the good and the bad, the better equipped we'll be to shape its future.
Exactly. It's not about being afraid of the unknown. It's about embracing it, learning from it.
And that's what this deep dive has been all about.
So to everyone listening, stay curious, keep asking those tough questions.
Because the future isn't something that just happens to us.
We're creating it together. One line of code, one decision, one conversation at a time. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey, and we'll catch you next time.
Welcome to the future, step inside our AI domain, where the boundaries of imagination start to fade. We're the visionaries, the keepers of tomorrow's dreams, unlocking the secrets of the universe, or so it seems. Tune in now, join the channel and explore the AI oracle's wisdom like never seen before. We'll take you on a journey where knowledge comes alive. The future's here, embrace the AI.